I used to feel so devastated.
What is going on, dudes? It's your boy Dude76 here, and welcome to a video about the NBA offseason of 2017, which is possibly the greatest NBA offseason of all time in terms of all these changes and trades and drafts, just a whole offseason in general, the summer league, everything combined. And yeah, it's been a crazy offseason. Looking forward to the regular season and, of course, the playoffs. And we'll get to that in a second. And without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so first thing that happened, of course, was the draft. You know, the Celtics acquired the #1 overall pick, and the Lakers get the 2nd overall pick. So that's like the draft lottery. And then this caused a frenzy, you know, with Twitter reactions from LeVar and Lonzo Ball. LeVar Ball just essentially the man of the offseason, and Lonzo, of course. And then Markelle Fultz from University of Washington was predicted to be the #1 overall pick over Lonzo Ball. And then the Lakers actually traded away D'Angelo Russell and Mozgov for the Nets Brook Lopez. This cleared a ton of cap room for LeBron James and possibly Paul George in the future. You know, Magic Johnson, great president, so props to him. This clear cap room for next year, not this 2017-2018, but 2018-2019. The draft happened, and Markelle Fultz gets drafted to Boston, #1 overall, and Lonzo gets the 2nd draft overall to the Lakers. And then this, Lonzo Ball, bringing back Showtime, according to Magic. And then Paul Pierce actually signed a 1-day contract with Boston to retire as a Celtic. Won a championship with them back in 2009 or 2008, 2007, 2008. Sorry, my bad. And retired as a Celtic. So good for him. And then Chris Paul signed with the Rockets and joined James Harden, of course. And both are ball dominant players, point guards. So it'll be interesting to see how that will work out. And then Paul George gets traded to Oklahoma City. Makes the Thunder a pretty good championship kind of team. Him and Russell Westbrook. And then Steph Curry signs a huge $201 million contract with the Golden State Warriors, which was the biggest in NBA history at the time. And then Kevin Durant actually takes less than a max contract, less of insane, like $40 million or whatever, $50 million 2-year deal, something like that, right? To keep the Warriors together and, kept players like Andre Iguodala and Sean Livingston, so they can be thriving team still to make more championships happen. And then the NBA Summer League game starts, and then Lonzo Ball made the Summer League an actual event. The Summer League actually got more better ratings than some MLB games, that the finals for it at least. Some MLB games. So that was pretty insane. And people are just excited to see what type of shoes Lonzo Ball was wearing. Just what he was wearing as a shoe. Just fans were obsessed, with Lonzo and everything. And then Gordon Hayward signs with the Celtics, and then the Warriors actually pick up Nick Young. So another great catch and shoot player. Sit in the corner, sit in the wing with a boom, boom, boom. Just add another weapon to their mass arsenal already. And then James Harden signs a huge $228 million contract, 4-year extension with the Rockets, and then that was the biggest NBA contract of history. And then Kyrie Irving all of a sudden just requests to be traded from the Cavs. He had gone to the final 3 years in a row, won his championship, but he claims he wants his own team and to grow as a, I guess an alpha male or something. And then Kyrie Irving does eventually get traded to the Celtics for Isaiah Thomas and Jay Crowder. So opening day, the Celtics will actually play the Cavs, so that'll be interesting to see. And LeBron may or may not play today, I'm sure, because he was something with his ankle. I'm sure he'll play just to prove, Kyrie up or something. That'll be interesting. And then Derrick Rose, who was a former MVP, signs a $2.1 million 1-year contract with the Cavs. He won the MVP back in 2011, and at one point was expecting like a super max contract. Signs just, $2.1 million, a lot of money, but for the NBA, that's pretty measly. And then Carmelo Anthony actually signed with the Thunder to join Russell Westbrook and Paul George. Now the Thunder are just an ultimate powerhouse. They're the biggest obstacle in the West, at least, for the Warriors winning a championship. They could contend with them. They'll probably end up in the Western Conference Championships. And Dwayne Wade signed with the Cavs to reunite with LeBron James. This makes the Cavs an absolute powerhouse again, just like the Thunder, but even better than last year. So now they got D Wade, Derrick Rose, Isaiah Thomas, LeBron James. Their bench is already stacked already, and of course you got Tristan Thompson, J.R. Smith, Kyle Korver. They're stacked again. And then Yeah, so the Spurs actually didn't change that much this year at all, though. But with, Coach Pop and Kawhi, you can never count San Antonio out. At the end of the day, though, after all these huge trades and signings and, what happened in the draft and whatever, the Warriors and Cavs are still going to be the finals again for the 4th year in a row. That's my prediction, at least. Both the Warriors and the Cavs got better. No one in the East can really contend against Cleveland. Boston has a shot, I guess. And the Warriors are still the golden standard, even with OKC there. So that's my opinion, at least. I think the Warriors are probably going to win it in 7, calling it, 2018 NBA Finals. Calling the Dubs in 7. And, yeah, that's pretty much it for me, boys. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and, hit that subscribe button. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Make sure to rate, comment, subscribe next time. All right.
La 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 la.